What's up YouTube? I'm gonna let you on a little meal I'm making. Had a nice little leg workout today. I'm gonna make some chicken wraps right now. Let's run through some of these ingredients. I bought my chicken thighs from Sprouts. Pretty good. I like to strip all the fat from them as they're pretty fatty meat. I don't like to use chicken breasts as I just think they dry out too much. I don't enjoy eating them, so as long as I strip a lot of the fat from here, I'm good. I'm also not that concerned with eating too much fat. Me personally, I don't think the animal fat is so bad as long as it's coming from a good source, and you're not overdoing carbs either. So I do about a pound of those, about 4 thighs. I use these Siete wraps. I like them because they use cassava flour. They also don't use unhealthy fats. I don't like to use seed oils, vegetable oils, or too much nut oils. This uses avocado oil, which I am happy with. I think it's a very good source of fat. I'm also going to be putting some vegan cheese on it, this vegan feta, which I like. I will be topping it with some Chollula, these fermented tamed jalapeños, and since I can afford the extra calories right now, some of this mango sauce add a little sweetness, really good. I'll also be putting some avocado on it, a little bit of these microgreens, micro cilantro, which I enjoy a lot. Been using them for about the last 6 months. I've also got some old lettuce I need to use from earlier in the week. It's just regular lettuce mixed with black kale. I've already cooked my chicken thighs, so I put ghee on them. I like to just turn them on the back. I put ghee on them to get them nice and fried, and top them with some of this adobo. I will say this adobo isn't the best source of sodium. I usually like to use Celtic salt or Himalayan salt, but this stuff is just so good on chicken. I usually use it on my chicken. I am going out to eat later today with my company for a little Christmas dinner, so I'm eating chicken because I assume I will be ordering a steak tonight. Usually when I go out to eat, I still like to eat my full meal. I like to eat it earlier to make sure it has time to process in my stomach. But one thing I hate is going to a restaurant and feeling like I need to get my protein count or my carb count or whatever. So I will take the extra calories if it comes down to it, rather than feeling like I didn't get enough. Now I'm going to show you how to make this tortilla, because these non-flour, non-corn tortillas can be very tricky. They don't cook the same. My first few attempts at cooking this came out way too dry, way too crisp, felt stale. So I have found a technique to cook this where I cook one side at a very high heat. I lather it with water to keep it moist. Pull it out, and it turns out to be a very good texture. So these things are really good when you learn how to cook them. Not such a good texture if you don't. I like to make sure that the pan is heated up nice and hot. You can see the pan is not scorching. It hasn't been left on high for like 10 minutes. It's not steaming, it's not smoking, but it's probably just reached its high temperature. I find the side that I think will do best on the outside. Throw it in, smash it down, because this thing can bubble, and then where the bubbles are, it will be left very soft and raw. We don't want that. We want them kind of caramelized and crisp. And then I splash excessive amounts of water on this, especially on the outside where it would get the driest. And this is a little dangerous. You can definitely get some steam burns if you're not careful. It's hot on your fingers too, so I would probably be better off having a culinary brush of some sort to brush this on, but I sometimes like to do things in a primitive way. And then it's just also a matter of me understanding what it's gonna look like on the other side before it burns and gets that perfect texture. I'm always watching the edges to make sure they don't dry out too much. A good amount of water on there though. I think we're pretty good. And it does stick. I kind of just have to peel the edges a little bit. It sticks a little bit, but not to the point where I would need to put any fat on here. Check it out. Looking pretty good. Start peeling it up. Voila. A nice texture like a normal tortilla. The other side's still wet, but that's gonna dry out. And I want it wet because if it continues to dry, this thing gets very stale and crisp, and instead of rolling up like a burrito, it'll just crunch and crack. And while this thing's still warm, I try and get that feta on here, just so it can melt a little bit, not cool everything off too much. A little bit of feta. I've sliced the chicken up. This is 4 chicken thighs, so I don't weigh this out exactly, but I know that it is close to a pound, maybe a little bit more. I'm only gonna fit 3 on here. I know that it's not all gonna fit, and I have 1 on the side just to eat. This is my dog's favorite food too. As soon as she smells this chicken come out of the air fryer, she's up and she's watching me cook. Throw a little bit of this mango sauce on. Chollula. Some of those pickled jalapeños. Yeah, I love the fermented foods. I got an ulcer maybe like 5 years ago. Never had anything like that, and learned that fermented foods is very good for your stomach, very good for preventing ulcers, especially if you don't get enough greens and eat a lot of salt and meat. A little bit of avocado. A little bit of salt. This thing's already got a lot of salt on it from the adobo, but I like just a little bit of salt on my avocado. It's been known to bring out the flavor of it. You can actually see it when you put the salt on. It starts to sweat a little bit. Some of that micro cilantro. I'm pretty liberal with it, as I buy this weekly or it goes bad and I need to use it up. Put that salad mix on there. I usually just use whole spinach or sometimes the whole laser black kale, but like I said, this was sitting in my fridge, and if I don't use it, it's gonna go bad, so might as well. And now is the moment of truth on the tortilla. It still feels soft, so that's good. Usually these things are packed, I'm not gonna lie, and they are very hard to close and very hard to eat. But yeah. Voila, a little pressure to keep it sealed. I've got a little bit of extra chicken on the side here, and that will fulfill my protein needs for the day. I'm keeping my carbs somewhat light, and I'm enjoying my food, which is honestly a very important thing to me. I've always enjoyed food. I also enjoy cooking, so I've always been up for the challenge of trying to make something healthy that I actually enjoy. I do a pretty good job. My wife loves my cooking. My friends love my cooking. One of my best friends is a chef. Went to chef school, and I grew up cooking with him. So I'm an artist at heart, and food's just another art form. How good are you at it? Can you take healthy food and make it enjoyable also? That's my goal. That's what I try and do, and I think I'm accomplishing that because I eat a very healthy diet, I have a healthy lifestyle, and I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything. So this will be my meal. It's about 2 o'clock right now. We're going out to dinner at 8, so it gives me a good amount of time for my food process. I'll probably keep it light at dinner. Just order a steak, maybe snack on appetizers. I'm sure my company's gonna want to eat stuff, but I'll probably not really chow down on any bread or carbs, and at least I'm just processing meat. All right, let's run through my supplements, my vitamins that I take with this meal. I take a tribulus with my meal, a full pill, some D3. I take that in the morning too, an E400, an energy pill. The serving size is 2, and I normally just take 1 just for a little boost. An enzyme to help me process all my food. Fenugreek, which I've been using for a long time. It's been said to help increase your strength for the next day's workout, which I care a lot about. Zinc for men's health, some vitamin C. I also take L-leucine. It helps you process the protein better to convert it to muscle. That's a powder form, it's in the shaker. This I normally also take. I'm gonna take it with my later meal though. What's it called? It's ashwagandha, which is said to help support hormone levels. It also helps calm you out. So sometimes I will skip it depending on if I don't want to feel so calm, but it does help you manage stress, which is good for your hormones. All right, let's run through some of the macros and calorie breakdown. So I just added the main things here. I wasn't too concerned with adding the jalapeños or hot sauce or lettuce, as those don't contribute much to it. I also didn't add the ghee to this, as I think that chicken thigh includes the fat with it, which I strip. So I almost replace that chicken fat, which is, by the way, one of the worst fats for you. Chicken fat is, one of the most negative affecting fats for you. Duck fat is one of the healthiest. That's something to think about when you do your food. Let's go through it. It's about 843 calories, it says, which is not bad for me. Like I said, I usually just eat one big meal like this a day. Might have a snack and might have a protein shake. Today is a little bit different because I will be eating an extra meal. Let's see, about 95 grams of protein, 45 grams of carbs, and close to 30 grams of fat. So, this is pretty good for a little meal here. Not bad, but I eat high-calorie meals because I don't eat very many of them. All right, one final look at this thing. Holds up pretty well. Tucks. Consistency was good. I did a good job with this one, not gonna lie. Inside. Boom. This thing is good.